Welcome in, everybody, to another wonderful game of Overwatch going to be played here tonight on Annihilation Overwatch. You can find their Discord here on the channel for more competitive league matches if you're looking to get into that. There's a console and PC teams here tonight with us. But welcome in, everybody watching the channel. Tonight you're going to be watching Smoliv Garden and Error 409 Conflict. Battle it out here in the grand finals, hosted by Annihilation and myself, the caster, and Dan Buzz will be your cameraman this evening. Say hi to everybody, Dan. Apparently Dan has no mic on him, so I'll say hi for him, but you guys say hi to Dan for us. He'll be working the cameras, and of course our very own Frost will also be in here. You'll hear them talk to me a little bit every now and then, and I'll be casting this for you guys, talking about the play-by-play, the ult economy of it, and kind of seeing how this unfolds between these two teams. Take this time to get your popcorn, get your snacks, get yourself some drinks, and get ready to enjoy yourselves. I think we'll get started here in a few minutes. I'm going to check back in with Dan, and I'll get back with you guys. Looks like the first ban of these matches are going to be Ball for the first ban. I'm not sure which teams. Dan, do you know which team that was that banned Ball first, or is it both teams together? Air 409 going to be banning the hamster. No Hammond to be played this round. I know some people know, and it's going to be sad about that, especially if Frostburn comes in. I know how much he loves his hamster. Welcome in, chatters. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday night. I hope you are excited, as I am, for these games to come between Smoliv Garden and Error 409. They're already talking about map composition, who's going to be playing where. They've already started off with a ban from Error 409, going to be banning a hamster on this first match here. Sombra going to be the next ban coming in from Smoliv. So Hamster and Sombra are going to be the first two bans of our matchup here. Very solid picks. Sombra currently with a, I believe, 97% ban rate across console and PC combined as far as competitive goes. Seems like nobody likes her, yet they keep banning Genji. For the life of me, I don't understand it. Dan, do we know what the first map's going to be yet? So it is going to be late. So our first match is going to be on Lijiang Tower, which is another reason Hamster are going to be banned here. Very solid pick for this map. There's a lot of boop spots, rollout spots, and mines can be very dominant across all three of these points. So not surprised at all that Hamster are going to be the ban coming in. Yeah, Dan says hi in spirit, guys, but he is definitely here with us this evening. He's going to be running the camera. He's going to be handling the bans as well as the switching of the maps and things like that. So you guys give some emotes in chat for Dan. Oh, was it Frost? Okay, I was incorrect. Frost. Frost's going to be running the lobby. Well, welcome in, Frost. I was actually just talking about you and that you're going to be here bouncing off me a little bit as we go through these games tonight. Do you have anything to say to the chat as we get started here?
Enjoy the beautiful streaming from Dan. We have many compliments on how good he does. And aside from that, this is Orbeez' first time streaming with us. So that is also very fun. I'm always here. I just never talk.
Pleasure to be here, Frost.
And it looks like they're about to be ready to get this started.
Can we get a prediction in chat for this first matchup here? Make it interesting for the chat. You know, they can actually pitch in a little bit.
I do want to point out that the fifth map on stream is actually incorrect. Fifth map is Suravasa, so we will get that fixed later. Busan is map 6 and will be likely, possibly played today. We'll see when we get there.
We're going down the list here about the people that are already in. Smoliv Garden's going to be putting in first Stagger 2J, Winter, Catburger, Chaotic, and Thal. On the side of Era 409, we've got Tippy, Crayon Eater, Zim, Mifuku, and Cynical going to be playing for Era 404. I'm going to be honest with everybody, I'm not sure who plays what just yet. I'm going to assume by the monkey image that Stagger is going to be on some form of tank there, as the rest of them I'm not quite so sure. Maybe we actually might see some Zen pick going on there, but I'll be talking about the game as we go through it. But enjoy, guys. We're going to get the first matchup started here on Lijiang Tower. Let's see what they come out with as the team comps build. Looks like we already have an Alari pick coming in on the blue side here. Chaotic, Catburger on the Juno, and Tracer. It looks like Winter going to be playing some Junkrat for us. We already got a swap over back to Moira here, and Stagger with the Roadhog. On the side of red, we're going to be looking at a Mercy pick, a Wu Yang, a Echo, Genji, and a Doomfist. So very mobile team on the right-hand side here. More of a stationary tank with the Roadhog and a little heavy damage coming from Junkrat. We'll see how these teams come out here with a game plan. Very one-sided towards the dive on red team, which is going to be Era 409. As you guys can see here, the map set up right now: Lijiang Tower, Kings Row, Esperanza, Watchpoint Gibraltar, and of course Busan going to be the fifth map on there. We do have a sixth map planned if it comes to that list, but I doubt it will. But let's continue here tonight as this starts out. Both teams are readied up. They have their picks. Some picks changes were made. Looks like we have a Diva Sim, Venture, Kiri, and a Lucio on the side of Smoliv. Looks like Era 49 swapping over to a Ramatra, Cassidy, Reaper, Kiri, and Lucio. I think the main things to talk about here in this is going to be the Symmetra here, going to be the teleporting to point, so they're going to be getting to point a lot faster, even with the Lucio speed, than Red Team is going to. So Era 409.
I do just want to chime in. We do have channel point gambling for who we think is going to win each map. So we check for that at the beginning of every match.
First pick already going to Smoliv as Catburger gets a pick on Crayon Eater, going to send him back to spawn. Tippy going to get Catburger though, and a nice Lucio boop there, going to take out Cynical, and Thal with a second pick on IM Mufuki. So no supports alive for Era 409 as Smoliv takes this first point. They will be getting first percentage here. We'll see if there's any swaps. We're already seeing a swap here. Cassidy going to be swapping over to the Sojourn as Era 409 comes back from spawn. We also have a Reaper now that was swapped in as well. Both teams kind of filling each other out right now as they make this turn. You're going to see Era 409 going to try to come through this far left doorway here. They're going to try to push the point as a team. Looks like Diva for a backline move here, going to get singled out right now in the middle of them. Is going to escape, though, still in mech. It's going to allow them to continue this hold. Tippy taking his team to point. We'll see if he can do something with it. Nice pick by Chaotic. Going to send Chaos Eater back to spawn for a second time. He has yet to be able to do anything. He's been first picked in these team fights. Chaotic with a 2-piece, though. The support's really going off on the side of Smoliv right now. Red team in trouble. They are still alive, but they're low HP, everybody. I don't know that Lucio's going to be able to sustain that. Tippy does bring a stagger out of mech, and Cynical with the boot's going to take him out. But the rest of Smoliv is going to clean up the rest of Era 409 before they can get the steam going with that push. Red team regrouped here. Era 409 looking to come across the bridge. We'll see if they can do something with it. They have to be careful, though. The Lucio boots can make this a very quick push for them if they're not careful. They do manage to make it across. Tippy leading the charge here, pressing towards Smoliv's spawn. Cynical does get a pick on Catburger, but here comes Diva Bomb. Not going to get any picks out of it, so currently they do have body advantage for the side of Era 409. We'll see if they can hold this point. 2-piece by Tippy here, going to be coming out as Annihilation. D-Mex Diva looking for the third. Going to stagger Diva a little bit. They do have the point. This is going to be a hard stagger for Diva. The reason that we do this is so that she has to wait for her. They have to wait for the team, which adds more time for Tippy and his team to hold down the point. Smoliv regrouping, looking across the bridge right now. Going to be rotating far left now, back to the same opening. Same attempt that Era 409 did when they came back for their second fight. It didn't go so well. We'll see if Smoliv can change it. Kitsune Rush going to come out, though. Smoliv in trouble as they're being run down by Era 409, sending them right back to where they came from. Tippy going to get Pal, but not before Catburger takes Zim's head. And Crayon Eater with a second pick is going to make this a solid hold for this attempt for Era 409. Right now, ult economy in the favor of Smoliv. They're going to be coming up on 3 ults. We do have Lucio ult, we do have Sojourn ult, Overclock, and that beat on the side of Era 409, but we're not sure if they're going to be able to use it or not. Let's see if Kitsune Rush comes out. They are going to use Lucio beat here. Era 409 doing a solid hold. 3-piece going to come out from Crayon Eater as he gets the D-Mech and 2 kills. Zim going to clean up Diva for him as Zim also presses and gets Catburger. Great hold right now. We are about to cross over into Era 409, finally taking the lead here for the first time on this first point of Lijiang Tower. 80% now, they do cross the threshold. They now have the lead. We'll see if they can hold it. Ult economy still in the favor of Smoliv as they come back. Lucio does have beat as well as the Venture Avalanche. Let's see if they can do anything with it. Diva going to get demech before they can really attempt this push. Winter does get a pick on Crayon, but Tippy taking out Stagger is going to make it a still even fight for their team. Oh no, Catburger, at this point they're not going to be able to touch, or use her ultimate, not going to be able to touch in time. She gets the 2 picks, but nobody touched the point, and the first point going to go to Era 409. Coming back from the point of adversity there, they were down 80% before they got it back, and came back and never let Smoliv touch it again.
I like your nickname. How'd you get it?
We'll see if there's any team swaps made here as we press into the second point of Lijiang Tower. I don't think that there was anything really major that was the problem. I think the Diva may have overextended a couple times, getting demeched, and then making it so that the Ramatra could basically just powerhouse through to the enemy team. We do have a Ramatra mirror now as Stagger drops the Diva, going to be coming out on Ramatra himself. And pretty much, and then Crayon Eater going to be dropping Sojourn for a May. Everything else will remain the same, though. No pick just yet. Cynical going to be fouled. Both Lucio's down now. Nice pickup by Catburger, but Zim not going to let that slide. Going to send Catburger to spawn with his Lucio, putting the body advantage now in the favor of Era 409 at the start of this matchup here on second point. Pretty good positioning here by Era 409. You can see that they're not really pressing too far forward. They're holding their angles here. Zim's waiting for his teammates to press up so that he can jump in. Nice rotation here by Era 409. They're separating out Stagger. Let's see if he can stay in this. Ice Wall going to come out, separate the team. They're not going to get a pick, however, as Catburger goes up top. They're going to fall to Cynical, though, and Zim going to fall to Thou. Both Lucio's getting a pick right now, going to keep this an even fight. Looks like Tippy going to be the next person taking out Thou, and just like that, Era 409 going to make a solid hold here as they take out Stagger. Stagger's still alive, though. Looks like Kiri going to be keeping him in this fight. Unfortunately, Winter going to fall instead, and Stagger J going to get Cynical, send him straight back to where he came from. Crayon Eater and Zim both with big picks here. Stagger J and Chaotic both fall. Zim looking for another pick, maybe overextending here. Going to be forced to wraith back to his teammates to keep this drive alive. Great job by Arrow 409 right now. 55% on the board for percentage, completely shutting out Smoliv. Smoliv looked really, really strong at the start of the first point, but after Arrow 409 made a couple changes to their lineup here as far as characters were concerned, they've done a really good job of holding the point and not allowing Smoliv to come in and do it they were doing at the start of the first point of the Lijiang Tower. I can see right now both teams kind of poking at each other a little bit. Smoliv going to have to make something happen. They do have 5 ultimates to work with. We'll see if they can make something happen with it. Kitsune Rush going to be the first one to come out, but it's going to get ice walled off, but it's not going to be enough as Catburger and Winter both get a kill, sending Zid and Tippy back to spawn. Crayon Eater and Cynical also going to get a counter pick, though, keeping this drive alive for Era 409. Unfortunately, though, we're not sure if Lucio can fight and Ramatra, and it looks like the rest of his team's going to show up. So even though they did get the 99, they're not going to be able to hold this. They're going to have to fight their way back in. 3 big ultimates were used, though, for Smoliv. They had to use Sojourn, Venture, and Kiri to take that, but they still have both the Lucio ult and the Ramatra ult. We'll see if the Ramatra Kiri ult can counter back. We'll see if they can make worse. So both teams basically equal ultimates here. Lucio with the more defensive. We'll see if the offensive power behind Kiri's ultimate will be enough to make this fight happen. Here comes Annihilation. First one going to be Pop coming in from the side of Smoliv. Looks like Ramatra Tippy still holding his. Not sure. There it goes. And just like that, 4 bodies going to fall to the side of Era 404. And Thou going to try to attempt to stay in it, but he's not going to last long as Crayon Eater going to pick him up out of the sky. And Kiri going to be the only one left as the last percentage ticks away here on the second point of Lijiang Tower. Era 409 going to take this first map here in tonight's games. Congratulations to them on their first map. We'll see what changes come out here when Smoliv and them retake the field here in a few moments.
This ends now.
Huge play there by Crayon. As you can see, that's the play I was talking about, where he got the 3-piece, where he got the 2 insta kills and DMAC Diva, allowing his team to hold that for the rest of the percentage for that first point. The next map we're going to be seeing here is going to be King's Row for map 2. Everybody loves King's Row. I know for even myself, it's my favorite one to play since Overwatch 1 Scrim's Row. It's been so accurately nicknamed, for it is a full-on just brawl from point to point. It's an absolute blast. I know even losing this map is fun most of the time, just because of the way the layout is and just the angles you can take and things like that. So I'm excited this is actually on the lineup tonight for second map. So it looks like Smoliv going to get first ban coming into King's Row here. They're going to be picking Reaper. No surprise there. Reaper was doing a really good job of pushing them back once that swap got made, and they really didn't have an answer for it. So I would definitely be looking to take Reaper out of the lineup there. So Smoliv with the first pick. Looks like for map 2, Era 409 going to be banned in Winston. So we actually got Reaper and Winston both banned on the same map here coming into Kings Row. Interesting picks by both teams. They must know something about each other when it comes to this map, because the Winston pick, very surprising to me. So Winston and Reaper are going to be the bans. Smoliv with the Reaper pick, Era 409 with the Winston. I'm excited to see what character lineup they come out with here, or if it's going to be some of what they ran in the last one, just minus the Reaper. Like I said, Smoliv is they're showing out very strong on the first point there. Like, I was very excited to see that it was a very even matchup at first point, where it was 100 to 80, but then a very dominant showing by Era 409 on the second point there. I think a lot of it had to do with the amount of aggression they had at the appropriate times, as well as just like some of the flanking stuff that was going on here. Era 409 being a very straightforward fighting team, where Smoliv Garden was kind of doing some flank routes and things like that. So by the time their flanker would get all the way around, example Venture, the fight would already be progressed to the point where they were down a body and they're playing catch up. So I think that had a lot to do with it as well. Also, the teams are going to be swapping side. Era 409 going to be on the blue side this time. Smoliv Garden going to be on the red. The ranks in this are going to be Diamond to Masters. They're low Masters, Diamond team. So there's both teams very skilled at the game. They are knowledgeable to have climbed to those ranks.
Initiating match.
Here we are tonight on the second matchup here, going to be on Kings Row. Both teams assembling their lineup right now. Again, the teams have swapped. You're going to have Era 409 on the side of blue and Smoliv on the side of red. Tippy's still in, Crayon Eater, Zim, I am a Fuguki, and Cynical. I'm going to just shorten that to Fuguki. On the side of Era 409, Saber Winter, Rue, Chaotic, and Thao going to be on the side of Smoliv. Smoliv going to be coming back in with that Diva. We saw that at the start of the last round, the last point on Lijiang. They started with that Diva. Looks like we're going to also have a Widow pick a Mei as the DPS, played by Winter and Rue. Rue going to be swapping to Symmetra. Chaotic going to be on Juno. Thao going back to the Lucio. On the side of Era 409, Tippy's still going to be on the Ramatra. Crayon Eater on the Sojourn. Zim on the Mei. Fuguki going to be on the Kiri, with Cynical still going to be coming in on Lucio. So pretty much the same lineup we saw on second point of Lijiang Tower. They're actually going to take that momentum and run it here on Kings Row. We'll see how it plays out for them.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Both teams kind of filling each other out right now, just doing a little bit of poke damage, as you can see. Diva trying to rotate her team in. One of the biggest things about this rotation is it leaves open your right side. As you can see, Rue taking a massive amount of damage there. Both teams just filling each other out. Both teams poking. First person going to fall is going to be Rue, though. Zim going to get a nice little clean shot with the help of her tank. Going to take them out. Looks like Lucio going to be diving Widow up top. Unfortunately, not going to get the kill as Juno and Lucio both, or sorry, Kira and Lucio both jump up there and help. And they're going to send Lucio back to group up with his teammate there. Tippy doing what he can to hold down. There goes the Mei ice wall, but D.Va on a little bit of flank. Widow right now not really an answer for it on the side of Arrow 4 and 9. Their team comp's not built for it. Both Zim and Tippy going to fall here, and I think that's going to be the end of this hold here for Arrow 4 and 9 on King's Row. Chaotic with 2 big picks there with the help from her teammates. I think we're going to see some team swaps here. We'll see what kind of characters come out. Looks like nothing quite yet. I'm actually surprised by that, because if you look at the team comp, only person that can really deal with Widow is the dive with the Lucio. You can kind of poke at her with Sojourn and Mei, but you're not going to be able to be accurate enough if she's at a distance that's conducive to get those long headshots. And you'll see it here in a second if she comes out of the window. Ooh, looks like she is going to jump by Cynical, though. Cynical is going to go to the window. This is what I was talking about. It's the only person that can contest it, and he does his job. Goes up there and takes her out very quickly. Oh, no. Looks like Tippy getting separated from his team by the Mei ice wall now. Both teams were in pretty much identical comps, other than the Mei and the Widow and the Sojourn. Kitsune Rush going to come out for the side of Smoliv right now as they continue this push of first point. Looking to cap 2 points here. They're going to be coming around this first bend. They did a great job here with it to push all of Arrow 4 and 9, the remaining members that were alive, back to their spawn. Tippy going to be the first one back with the help of Lucio. He's going to pop Annihilation. Thao going to be the first one to fall, but unfortunately there's not a lot of sustain with that Lucio, so he can only go so far. We also see a swap up here. Drop their mantra. They're going to be playing some Orisa for us here on this attack phase by Smoliv.
Ultimate's charging.
We do have Kitsune Rush on the side of Arrow 409, but Mei Ultimate on the side, Blizzard on the side of Smoliv right now. Here comes the Kitsune Rush first. Will we get the counter Mei ult? We do. It's not going to get anybody, though, unfortunately, as Tippy presses forward. Winner gonna get a pick on Cynical, though, and is going to keep this fight even. Of course, the Ultimate's going to come out. Kiri cannot escape. There was nowhere to go. She's going to get killed instantly by that as Winner picks up Tippy. Arrow 4 and 9 getting pushed back very quickly now as they've lost 2 members. Smoliv looking really strong on their attack phase here.
Experience taught me well.
Winter looking for picks up top. Not going to get anything, though. Arrow 409 being very careful about these angles that they're pressing, letting their tank get back here, even to the point of maybe giving up the second point. Here they go for the contest. 3 minutes, 7 seconds on the clock currently for playtime for Smoliv. They're doing a great job here. Rue going to get a pick on Cynical, though, as they push up to defend, and as the Mei ult comes out, is not going to catch anybody. Unfortunately, he's going to be forced to ice block himself, and now he's going to be the only one. 2 big picks there by Winter as he picks up the Sojourn and the Zim here. So both Mei and Sojourn and one of the supports there, all 3 getting picked off. It's going to be Kiriko by Winter. Great shots there by that Widowmaker. Arrow 4 and 9 finally making it back. They're going to get a regroup here. When I talked about they don't have anything to contest it, they finally do, though. We are going to have a Sombra switch. They're going to be dropping the Mei. Sombra going to go on top and be like, nope, Winter, you don't get to play anymore. That'll be enough of that. As Arrow 4 and 9 retakes this point. 3 minutes, 45 seconds of game time left for Smoliv to work with. All they got to do is build up ults here. Winter popping eyes. We'll see if they can get any picks out of it. We still have Kitsune Rush. Here comes the Kitsune Rush from Smoliv's side. We'll see if they can do something with it. Tippy going to get a pick on Saber, though, and stay in that push for Smoliv in the Kitsune Rush. Great job by the defense here to hold that. Cynical with his Lucio ult. Rue going to have Blizzard. We'll see if they have to counter each other with those ultimates. Tippy, though, almost to Horse ult as well. As we drop the Ramatra, both teams swap into the Rissa, almost this mirror style comp here. Rue in trouble. Nice shot by Zim, gonna take Foul out, and might be the end of this push here for Smoliv. That might be what the Arrow 4-9 needed. Tippy pressing up, goes to get the 2-piece, only gets the 1, unfortunately. He's gonna look for the manual kill on Tippy here, or Chaotic here. Not gonna get his Chaotic, goes back to her teams. Tippy gonna be forced to regroup over with his teammates now. Great hold here on the defense. Already burned 1 minute and 10 seconds off the clock here since last we spoke about the time. Great job by both Aristas. Unfortunately, for the Tippy, Saber already got his shield perk and is going to allow them to press up a lot easier than before. Here comes Kitsune Rush from the side of Arrow 404, and I talked about it before. There goes the Mail that's going to make it so they can't push up the contestant. So Kitsune Rush didn't get any value whatsoever because of that May ultimate that didn't even catch anybody. It literally just used the zone out so they couldn't step into it. Here comes Saber with the ultimate, looking for any picks. Not going to get any, unfortunately, but he does manage to pull off Lucio as Thou counter ultimates the same thing. Saber with a pick on Cynical, though, not looking good for Arrow 409 as Smoliv presses down towards this point. 1 minute 48 on the clock. Team fight still even, though. Sojourn going to get picked. He tries to press up. Zen overextending a little bit. Thou going to punish him very quickly with the help from his counterpart here to go there and send him packing. Saber going to be forced to back up here. Shield does come out. Now both teams have their shields. It's going to make it a little bit more of an even fight. Before, with Saber having his already, Tippy was at a disadvantage, but now that they both have one, this is going to make it a lot harder for Smoliv to press up like they have been. Nice damage here by Tippy, poking at poking at Smoliv as they press in. Zim with a nice pick on Thao, and Fuguki also getting a pick. Great defense here by Arrow 409. Zim with another pick on Chaotic as Saber takes his own life to regroup here. Now we are under 1 minute. Can they hold? They've been holding this for 3 minutes and 45 seconds on this defense phase here. A lot of teams get hung up inside Kings Row in this spot. It's just such a hard defensive hold. You have to wipe pretty much the defending team decisively because of how close it is. It reminds me of 2CP on Overwatch 1. Looks like Saber going to be burning his shield first. Nice move by Tippy here. I talk about this all the time. You put your shield where you want to be, not where you are. This allows you to advance forward, and that's exactly what Tippy just did. And here comes the ultimate. Will he be able to stay alive, though? He picks up Saber. That's going to be huge. That might be what they needed. 15 seconds on the clock, and just like that, I think Arrow 409 is going to full hold this. They're going to try to touch here. Will they be able to do so, though? Nice spear back here. Thao with the touch. Good job by Thao here in the last few seconds. Going to hold for his team, allowing the May ult to come out. And that might be what they need to continue this drive. Can they pull it off? Kitsune Rush coming out from the side of Arrow 409 here. And they got the ice wall on Tippy. Tippy does manage to get out. Great job by Tippy and his teammates, because you know that was communicated to rotate out of that. Zen with a pick on Rue. Second pick on Winner. That's going to probably end the push here. Can he get a third? Dowell's going to Zen before he gets the third one, unfortunately. And here comes the Lucio ult, keeping this drive alive for Smoliv as they continue to press towards this third point. And they have been for 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Can they make it? Everybody's ult not going to get anything out of it, unfortunately. But we are going to bait the Lucio ult out. Cynical in trouble. Nice pick by Winter there on his way back from spawn. Both teams getting massive picks here to keep their teams in this. Looks like that's going to be the final three, though, as Arrow 409 picks off Thao, Winter, Saber, and Rue. They did their best to hold that. That was an incredible fight there at the end for that third point. Great defense, great offense by both teams. We'll see if they can keep that same energy here on the next flip side.
Initiating match.
I think the Sombra pick was absolutely necessary to get Winter off that Widowmaker. He was just being very dominant with it. As soon as the Sombra came out, he was forced off of it. And then after that, they kind of they weren't sure what to do with Arrow 409. They kept getting equal picks, and that's not conducive to winning a team fight. You know, they have to get at least 3 and keep most of their team alive. Instead, it was a pick here and then a pick back and then a pick here and then a pick back. And I think that kind of over the course of 3.5 minutes kind of just wore them down to the point where they were unable to accomplish anything. We saw big plays by both teams, though. It wasn't that they played terribly. It was just there was some mistakes made at the end where I think that some more counter picking may have been necessary to take care of what they were facing. But great job by both teams there on that last phase.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Looks like we're going to have Orisa picks still coming out from the side of Era 409 as they rotate into this first point on King's Row here. The Diva pick coming back out by Saber. Starting to feel like a comfort pick here. As you can see, Saber not really sure that he's been rotated on. Going to try to make the dive. Going to be forced out right now. Red team holding high ground. That's going to be the Smoliv. Hack on Thal. Thal be playing the Brig now. Going to be helping with that Sombra since he's being so dominant. Blue is on point, looking for their first tick here. Saber going to drop the contest. Great job by Smoliv to continue holding high ground and allowing their tank to contest so that the point doesn't get taken. Unfortunately, rotation going to happen here. Great job by Tippy to force that Diva to rotate out, and he's going to continue getting percentage here. They did get the first tick, 48% now. Great job by Era 409 on this attack phase right now, looking very, very dominant here. Sombra coming up and harassing them is what's causing this problem, because 4 people are having to turn to deal with her. And as you can see up top, she's just kind of doing what she wants. They finally get the pick there, and that might be what they needed to hold this point, though. Tippy's still on point, got it up to 83%. Unfortunately for him, the rest of his teammates have pretty much fallen. He's going to be forced to back out of this fight, but that's not such a bad thing. They have 2 minutes 30 seconds on the clock here. They have one ultimate to work with. Oh no, unfortunately though, looks like Diva Bomb's come online. Oh no, that was her remeching. I forgot that she got demeched by Orisa on point before that. We'll see if they can rotate in. And Tippy looking to lead his team around the statue. Looks like they're going to be taking high ground again. You can kind of see they're doing the same format where Lucio and Orisa take high ground and his teammates poke from the door, causing Diva to have to stay there. Tippy with a nice pick on May, going to keep this drive going. Can he get another pick up here? Lucio trying to sustain him. Nice double kill. Cynical with the pick on Brig. Going to make this a uneven fight here as Diva falls. And of course, Era 409 going to be taking the point here. 4 minutes and 18 seconds on the clock as they go towards second point. What a huge play by Tippy and Cynical to go up top there. They got the pick on the May, which means that they couldn't be ice walled off. And then they rushed in with that Lucio speed ability and picked up 3 with the help of the Orisa ultimate there. Great job by both teams, but good lord, Tippy and Cynical with a huge play there. As you see, Tippy pushed up, making space right now. Crayon Eater on the high ground, still playing that Sombra. Nice job by Tippy here to keep pressure, not allowing them to just come up and recontest the point. We talk about this all the time when it comes to bot reviews about you don't want your tank and everybody else to sing on payload. You want to be proactive. And as you can see, Tippy's doing that right now. They changed roles. There's no reason for Tippy to be so aggressive. So instead, they put the Kiriko up with him to keep him alive while he holds an angle, and then use the Lucio to press the payload so that he has the sustain. Unfortunately, though, Winter going to get a pick on Zim and going to stop this attack phase that's happening right now by Era 409. This might be the stop of the momentum that we've been seeing here. Tippy going to fall, and just like that, Cynical going to go right behind him, and Era 409 regrouping for only the second time this matchup on their attack phase. 3 minutes to go. The ult economy currently in the favor of Era 409. They're 4 out of 5, almost to the Orisa ult. We do have almost Orisa ult on the side of Smoliv. We have Sojourn's Overclock, we have Blizzard, and we have Brig ult. So we're going to have 5 ults to 4. We'll see if they can continue this drive with these ults. Tippy going to get ice walled out, though. Cynical doing what he can to help keep him alive. Saber in trouble, but unfortunately for them, there goes the May ultimate. Cynical going to fall, even though he used his Lucio ult, and that's going to put Tippy in a bad position here as he gets ice walled off as the Brig ult comes out too. So 2 ultimates used there for the side of red, only 1 used for the side of blue. So Era 409 with the current ult economy in their favor, as they have 4 ults to still work with, as they only invested Lucio ult there. We do have the Orisa ult and Overclock for the side of Smoliv. We'll see if they can do anything with those in this next push here. Tippy going to be making space. He's looking for an opening to use his ultimate. That might be what it is. There goes Sombra's ult right there. Winter going to get a pick, though, and as Saber kills 2, they're going to stop this push. Great use of their ultimates there. Sombra ult going to come out, and they used 2 ults in it, but that was enough to stop that push from happening. 1 minute and 45 seconds on the clock here for Era 409 to get this second point. Looks like we have a swap off the Orisa. Going to be playing Diva. Tippy swapping to counter for the first time this game. He was being the dominant tank here, but it's looking very much heavy-handed by Saber when it comes to the Orisa. Zim and Fuguki going to be looking for ultimate. Zim going to fall before he can get his ultimate off. Orisa gets that pick. Cynical with a pick on Thal, though. Going to make this an even fight. Crayon Eater going to fancy her back by picking up Winter. Saber, unfortunately, not going to allow Tippy to get back in mech. And as Rue picks up Cynical, that ends this next push here for Error 409. I'm going to be honest with you. Smoliv looking very solid on this turn as far as their defense phase goes. The Orisa and Mei working in tandem to ice wall off anybody who gets up too far. And, of course, Juno with the mobility, they can't enter. And that's literally what's helping this whole just stick here in this little alleyway is how coordinated they are. Even here, the Kitsune Rush with the Mei wall to cut off some of it. Zim going to get a pick on Rue, but it's not going to be enough as Winter picks up Crayon Eater. Both teams still even in this fight here. Tippy low HP. We'll see if he can get healed up before they get assaulted again. Still pushing. We'll see if they continue. Nice spear by Saber, though. As Rue comes back, they're going to have Blizzard, and that's going to be the stop of this push. 9 seconds on the clock. Can make it back in time to contest this. I don't even think she's going to be needed. They're not going to be able to touch as they get pushed back. And in the last seconds tick off of the point here, Kings Row. Arrow 409 going to lose that to Smoliv Garden as this goes up map count 1-1. Great plays by both teams. Great defensive phases, but just Smoliv held better, man. They didn't even allow the second point to get taken. Great job.
This ends now. Headshot. Cleaning house. On a roll.
What showmanship from both teams in that last match. There's Kings Row always a blast to watch when it comes to team composition and the way that they're played. Both teams had incredible plays there. I'm sure that we're going to see a wild play of the game here in this next one as well. We're going to be playing on Esperanza. Again, reminder, both teams up 1-1 right now in map count. Map 1 going to Error 409, map 2 to Smoliv. Both teams came into play tonight, and you can see it in their gameplay. Chat, who's everybody rooting for tonight? Let's see it in chat. Let's get some Go Smoliv or Go Error 409. Let's see how many fans we have in the chat tonight for both teams.
I have been seeing a lot of specifically Go Winter.
Yeah, Go Winter. I'm not surprised. Winter was, their Widowmaker was very, very good on the attack phase for Smoliv. So Error 409 is going to get banned this time around. Esperanza, they're going to be picking Hammond for map 3 as their ban. That's the second time Hammond's been banned in tonight's games. I'm not surprised. He can be a very, very dominant character if played correctly, and he's very difficult to deal with. Even with counters, he's such a powerful character if played correctly. Looks like Smoliv going to be coming in with the Cassidy ban on map 3 Esperanza. So Error 409 coming in with Hammond, Smoliv coming in with Cassidy. Both solid picks here in tonight's game, especially with what we've been seeing played. Remember, guys, get your predictions in. Every map we're going to be doing a prediction for you guys. Choose Era 409 or Smoliv and who you want to win. Use your channel points to win more channel points.
And we call them grapes because agony is grape flavored. We're getting more Go Winters in the chat.
Looks like Winter's got some fans.
And a lot of fans. Let's see, what else did we get? We got an Orby the Goat.
Well, Seal, you know what we can do? You can vote against them in tonight's matchup here by voting for Era 409 on the predictions. I don't see any lineup changes coming in to either Era 409 or Smoliv thus far this evening. I think Catburger was the only person in the night tonight that I haven't seen any of the other players here. We have Kron, Maka, Hannah Banana in the spectator slots, as well as Adian. So I'm not sure too much about if we're going to see any roster swaps here. It looks like Catburger is going to be coming back into the matchup here, going to be taking the spot of Rue after the King's Row fight. All right, guys, here we go on our third matchup tonight here. Map is going to be Esperanza, played by Era 409 and Smoliv Garden. They've been playing fantastic Overwatch this evening. First point, meaning first map, going to go Lijiang Tower to the side of Era 409 and King's Row to the side of Smoliv. So both teams coming to this third fight here are still even. Nobody's winning, nobody's losing. They're both coming out and hopefully swinging here in this third map to get ahead. And we'll see if this is any kind of lineup changes here, especially with Catburger coming in. On Lijiang Tower, we saw a lot of venture play. We'll see if that's what comes out here on Esperanza as well. All right, let's quickly talk about the lineups here. Looks like Tippy going to be showing us a hazard. Saber coming back in on the Diva. I'm starting to think that might be their main. Saber now on Winston. We might see some Winston here tonight. Everybody loves the Winston. Good old Winston. Looks like
5,
Era 409 going to be
3,
using Sombra. Zim going to be on Tracer. Fubuki on the Kiri. And Cynical on Lucio. And I was right. Catberger going to be back coming in on that venture as Winter again playing Sojourn. And, of course, Mirrored supports Chaotic and Thao on the Kiri and Lucio. Both teams kind of poking each other right now. Not sure how to engage. They're kind of looking to see what they see. As you can see up top there, Tracer looking to make something happen. Nice dive here by Tippy. Unfortunately, not going to get a pick out of that. Instead, Carrion Eater going to fall to Chaotic. Tippy going to answer back, though. Looks like Smoliv down a support by Tippy getting Chaotic out of this fight here. First meters are going to go to the side of Era 409 as they continue this push. Looking very solid right now with their dive composition. Tippy currently making space right now. Already at 50% of his ultimate, as well as Zim at 46. Looking very solid in this first push right here. When they came out the gate, I wasn't sure if the hazard was going to work well with this, but it is doing a very good job. D.Va in trouble right now. Great job by Crayon Eater to back him up. And with Tracer on the back line, Tracer struggling to stay in mech. Great job by Tippy here. Not only getting the pick, but demeching Saber as well. But unfortunately, Winter not going to allow that to continue. Going to get a pick on him and Zim and shut down the aggressive backline push that Era 409 was pushing on them right now. Great job by Winter there. I see why he's got so many fans in the crowd. He's doing a very good job for his team this evening as far as shutting things down that are happening. Catberger with a little bit of damage is going to be forced to back out of the fight there as he's going to get pressed by Tippy. Tippy with a pick on Thao, but that's okay because Winter's going to fire back, picking up Cynical. Saber going to get Tippy again, and just like that, Smoliv Garden continuing their press here. Great job by the entire team with that. Both Saber, Winter, Chaotic getting massive picks there. We are coming up on ultimates right now. Winter going to be looking at overclock here very shortly. Zim did invest Pulse Bomb, and that did not get a pick out of it, however, so they are going to be down at least one ultimate here as Crayon Eater swaps over to the Sojourn. Huge pick there by Chaotic as he picks up Cynical. Winter with a pick on Zim, and Crayon Eater also going to fall right behind them. Great attack phase by Smoliv here as they pick up Tippy. Saber going to finish off Fubuki, going to allow them to go back and join their team. Smoliv looking really strong right now in this attack phase. Again, they were struggling at the start of this first 55 meters, went to the side of Era 409, but now that they have the point back, they have not stopped pushing here ever since Winter shut down that backline aggressive push that they had. Great job by Tippy here, going to attempt to engage. Unfortunately, both sides going to be using Kitsune Rush, which means they're going to cancel out. Catberger with 3 big picks here as he picks up both DPS and a support. And all that's left is for Thao to clean up Cynical, and Red is going to continue pushing this. Great job by Smoliv. Smoliv at 87 meters right now, continuing this uphill fight. 6 minutes on the clock. We'll see if the switch up here as Reaper comes out is enough to stop this push by Smoliv. Also, Zarya pick coming out from Tippy, going to be dropping the other tank. Huge ultimate by Catberger, going to get 2 as he picks up a support, a DPS, and then he follows off with 2 more. He's going to get Tippy and Cynical. 4 picks here. Can he make it 5? Unfortunately, Saber going to snatch that one from him, even though he did get some damage on him. Great job there by Catberger. We did not see the same showing in point 1, but it looks like he's warmed up because he is definitely putting in the work right now. as you can see, they're not being super aggressive here. They pulled back so they can kind of poke damage. They don't need to press up that hill, especially into the Zaryas. This is the smartest play. They have advantage, so even if they stand here and burn time off the clock, that's okay. Crayon Eater doing a good job, though, of trying to take the point. Unfortunately, you can see the dive here as they collapse on Crayon, giving them nowhere to go. Reaper also not going to escape from this as Zim falls. Unfortunately, Zarya not going to be pushed out by the rest of the Smoliv. Even though Fuguki gets a pick here, it's not going to be enough, as Fuguki also going to be falling to Smoliv's aggressive push here. Smoliv keeping the same aggression they had before. As you can see, Zim on a flank. We'll see if he can get anything out of it. Nice bubble, going to keep him from taking any damage and give that power up to Tippy. Air 49 trying to make something happen here. They're almost DMX Saber. Can they make it happen? And they do. That's going to be huge for them. Now they just have to clean up. Great job, but unfortunately, Cat Burger going to get a pick. And with Winter countering the other Sojourn, not going to be anyone left to stop them from doing what they're doing. Cat Burger also going to get a pick on Tippy. Great job by Smoliv right now. They've been uncontested in this push. Can they keep this going? Great job by Cat Burger to get as far as they can. And now we're going to run away because there's no reason to continue this fight. They're down their tanks. Now they do have forward spawn, which means they can regroup before this next choke and be able to refight this if they don't lose anybody. And as you can see right now, they're struggling to get into position so they can continue this hold. They don't want to push too far back because it's going to be that much harder to press forward. They are back on high ground now. They're doing this poke comp, as you can see, waiting for an opening and then engaging. Like Kitsune Rush, as you can see, coming out. Nice counter grab here. Going to force the Lucio. We do have Reaper. Not going to get any picks, however. And just like that, all the ults are going to be used on the side of Smoliv, including Diva Bomb. Not going to get anybody with it. They don't even completely win the team fight. Now they're having to clean up. That was crazy. All 5 ultimates invested at once to try to continue this push. Great job by Saber, but unfortunately gonna get DMX as he tries to go get Sojourn. And just like that, with the help of Catburger, he is also gonna fall. Great job by Smoliv here to get the point back, although they do not have any ults to work with here. Cynical still has Beat Drop. Crayon Eater still has Overclock. We'll see if they can do something with it, though. Saber gonna get the D-Mag. Oh, it almost gets mech'd on. They do manage to pick it up. Great job by Fuguki there. Tippy picking up Winter is gonna be exactly what they needed to continue this fight forward. And Catburger gonna get the double shotgun out of the air by Reaper. Great job by Air 409 here to take this point back. 2 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock, but a very long way to push this to the end. Air 409 looking to engage this because Smoliv still spawned behind. We'll see if they get this. Winner with a huge pick on Fuguki, going to allow this fight to go almost instantly in their favor. But unfortunately, Crayon Eater going to pick him up. Tippy and Zim with a pick as well. Going to leave only Foul alive right now with Kiriko. The rest of their team has fallen. Will they be able to continue pushing the payload? Zim doing what he can, but can he contest the both of them while his teammates are still fighting? Nice job there by Zim as he picks up Chaotic. Cynical with a pick on Foul. Both supports hard, and I mean hard staggered for the side of Smoliv right now. 70 meters already pushed now. A minute 20 on the clock, which means they're only going to have maybe 1-2 team fights to go, and they're going to have to win both of them. They cannot afford to lose a single team fight. Looks like we're coming up with ultimates for the side of Air 409. We'll see if they can do something with them, though. Zim going to get one pick there as Crayon Eater gets a second. Both DPS down right now as they demech Saber, and Saber not going to have anything left to fight that as he gets demeched. Tippy still has Annihilation, Cynical still has Beat Drop, but we do have Bomb on the side of Smoliv, which I think is going to be the crucial ultimate here in this fight. They need to play it smart. They have to save it for the last moment so they can wipe the team. There's only 10 meters to go. They cannot afford to let them pass that line, especially in the last 35 seconds. Otherwise, they have to fight the uphill battle. Here comes Kitsune Rush, but Catburger with a 3K, gonna take out both the supports and a DPS, and just like that, Smoliv has won this point. There is no reason to press the payload back to them. They should have just stayed there. All they're doing by pushing the payload is allowing Arrow 409 to maybe touch again. I don't know why they didn't keep it back at the point. All he had to do was leave it there. So they are going to get the recontest. Here comes Kitsune Rush. That might have not gone in their favor. They should have held it at the top here. Will they be able to contest this is the real question. They don't have anything in the tank. No, they still have bomb. We're good. They still have bomb. Here comes Winter with his ultimate. There's Annihilation, but Catburger's already picked up two, and there's not going to be anybody alive to stop what's about to happen. Oh, Tippy going to get one, but it's not going to be enough because Kitsune's already ended, and Fubuki's going to fall, and right behind him, Tippy's going to fall, and that is going to be the end of this matchup here on Esperanza as Smoliv takes the lead 2-1 now on map count. No surprise here with Catburger getting the play of the game. This 3K here was insane. There it is in 4K and helps with the fourth, and then even gets in on the 5th kill there as well. Great job in that POTG by Catburger there to show off how powerful Venture can be. All right, how we doing, Chad? I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. Make some noise in the Discord, or sorry, Discord, in the stream chat with emojis, guys. Let us know you're hyped up. Huge plays by Smoliv Garden on Esperanza. Just insane 3Ks that game. Even some 4Ks happened there. So 3 4Ks by Catburger in one game is absolutely nuts. But we're going to be playing our 4th point here. Going to be Watch Point Gibraltar. Everybody likes some Gibraltar. It's going to be an escort map, and I believe that the band pick's going to go to Era 409 as they did lose that map. I'm going to check in and let you guys know what's being picked here in just a moment. Oh, okay. I apologize. The bans are not based on losses; they're at preset. So, Era 409 is going to be, or sorry, Smoliv going to be picking the Watch Point Gibraltar band first. Smoliv going to be banning Sombra. Error going to go with the Winston pick. A lot of the same bands tonight. We've seen Hamster, we've seen Sombra, we've seen Winston and Reaper this evening.
Initiating match.
All right, guys, we are beginning our 3rd matchup here on Watch Point Gibraltar. The hero bands are going to be Winston and Sombra, so no Winston, no Sombra this matchup here. Sombra was very dominant for Era 409 in both the map that they lost on Gibraltar and their first win, so I can see why Smoliv would want to ban that immediately. Looks like both teams going with the Diva comp here. Got an Ash May on the side of Smoliv with a Brig and Juno as the supports. On the side of Era 409, we're going to have the Diva Mirror with a Sojourn Tracer as a DPS, and of course, the Curie Lucio that we've seen almost every, actually without fail, every single point thus far tonight. Tippy going to go up top here to get a little bit of a contest, but with the whole team there, he's not going to be able to stay for long. What this is going to do is going to cause Smoliv to have to rotate here. They're giving up a lot of this ground here as they can't really contest. Looks like Tracer trying to go on a little bit of flank route, looking to pick up Winter. Zim in trouble, going to be forced to rewind here as Tippy almost demeched as he goes up top. Great job by Air 409 to continue pressing this payload here. Smoliv going to be once again forced to adjust to a different angle as once again they have made it underneath this little bridge here. Looks like Air 409 finally getting stopped here a little bit after this last rotation by Smoliv. Ooh, unfortunately, Cynical not going to be able to escape there as Diva and Winter are going to be picking him up. Great job by Saber, going to be D-Mech and Tippy. And Saber also going to get the elimination there on Tippy as well as a pickup on Ayami. Great hold here by Smoliv. They did give up a lot of the ground, but as long as they can keep it right here, they don't really have to worry about too much. They have high ground, which means they can keep pushing and poking at them as they try to go to the point. And ultimately, as long as they rotate correctly, nothing can really stop them from holding this. As you can see, a rotation's already made here by Smoliv. Looks like Saber in trouble though, low mech health. That's okay. Brew with an ice wall going to keep this fight alive. Here goes Diva Bomb. Is it going to be huge? It's not going to get anybody. D-Mech not going to happen either as Brew picks up Tippy before he can get back in. Great job by Air 409 though to continue pressing this payload. But as Smoliv regroups, they're going to be forced to either run or join their teammates back and spawn. Great cleanup here by Smoliv and great hold. 2 minutes on the clock here on Gibraltar on the attack phase for Air 409. Now Air 409 needs this map right now to stay in this drive. They are down 2-1 right now. They have to win this to win to get a chance at the 5th map. They cannot afford to get stalled out here. They have to win Gibraltar. As you see Air 409 going to a different tactic here as they try to take high ground instead of just rushing low, and we'll see if it pays off. Great job by Saber to drop to the payload to contest. Tippy going to be forced back to his teammates, but unfortunately going to get demeched by Rue with an ice spike before he can get out of harm's way. Nice double pick here by Zim, though. That might be what they needed to continue this fight. Great pulse bomb there as he takes out Fallon Winter. Unfortunately, though, Saber going to be picking up Tippy before he can get remeched, and that's going to allow them to stay in this fight. He has this Juno behind him still, and he also has May on point, who's very good at keeping themselves alive. Nice pick here on Cynical. Cynical going to get a little too aggressive and get punished for it, and Saber's still going to be in mech. Great job by Chaotic right now to keep his tank or her tank alive in this fight. Looks like we have a hazard swap here as Tippy gets tired of playing the Diva role. Going to be coming up top with the Tracer, looking for a little bit more of a dive with some aggression here. Diva just wasn't working for him. Zim with almost back to Pulse Bomb. We do have both IME and Cynical's ults. We'll see if they can do anything with it. Saber has Bomb, which might be the nail in the coffin here as the last 20 seconds tick away for them. Here comes Kitsune Rush and the Lucio ult at the same time. Looks like Bob's going to be forced to hold the payload so they can't keep pushing. As you can see, Saber looking to hold Bob, looking for the right moment. There's no reason to invest unless you actually have to. We'll see here in a second. He's going to fly up, and then we're going to bomb so that he can get them off point. Here goes the fly. There goes the bomb. Will we get any picks out of it? We're not going to get any picks. But what he did was he forced them off the payload, almost getting overtime cleared. And so they had to push too far back. And with Winter and Rue cleaning up 3, I think this might be the end of the attack phase here for Era 409. Great hold here by Smoliv. Great use of their ult economy too. They waited to the last second. They didn't just invest them to win a simple team fight. They knew they were down to the last 30 seconds. They saved Bob for the opportune time, which was in that Kitsune rush with the Lucio ult, because you can put it up against payload and you don't have to put any of your players in harm's way to hold it down while you guys still work around it. And they did a great job with that. And then, of course, Saber waiting for the right moment, too, to try to clear point with Bomb, which allowed that to end the way it did there, where they got the 3 quick picks after, because 2 people were forced to back all the way to tunnel, which split them off, and they were the only 2 people who could have possibly saved them in that fight. So great job by Smoliv right now, looking very strong. All they have to do is come out and capture first point, and that will be the nail in the coffin for Air 409. We'll see if they can have a really, really solid defense hold here. Tippy going to be bringing out the Orisa again. Zim going to be swapping over to Cassidy. First time tonight we're going to see a Cassidy pick here. And Crayon Eater going back to the Sojourn. Looks like Smoliv breaking out a few different picks here. We're going to see Winter back on the Widowmaker. Saber going to be coming in on the Malga. For the first time tonight, we're going to be seeing a Malga play. Kiriko and Lucio as the supports, with Rue swapping off the May, going to be playing some Symmetra for us. Looks like IME going to be playing Wu Yang, as well as Cynical now playing Juno. So a lot of big changes here on this defense for Air 409. We'll see if they can hold. Great poke damage going out from the side of Arrow 409 right now. That Wu Yang orbs are just pressure on the backside. Basically keeping Widow at bay. Zim going to overextend a little bit. Maybe should have dropped down. He's going to get punished for it immediately. Winter going to pick him up. He does get the pick on Saber, but I don't know that it was worth dropping for. Especially with Winter being as accurate as Winter is. Going to get that headshot immediately after the pick. And since Malga has spawn advantage, he's going to be back up and fighting before Cassidy's back with his teammates, as you can see. Looks like a nice rotation with the Sim teleport here by Smoliv as they take the high ground and really, really put Arrow 409 on the defensive here, forcing them back. Saber doing what he can. Unfortunately, going to get too far charged here. Going to do everything in his power to stay alive, but it's not going to be enough, is it? There's going to be 3 people. He's going to get picked off before he can continue his rampage there. Sim going to also fall, flying too close to the sun after their take went in. But Smoliv continuing to press payload. They did get it underneath the choke, which is really good. Looks like Winter trying to get some picks on the high ground here. They're not taking the same teleport method. This time they're just going to take the stairs, which means it tells me they're probably going to use the teleport for something else. Eyes are up right now, so that all of Smoliv can see where their targets are. There's nowhere to hide. We'll see if they can continue this fight here. Saber looking at low HP right now. Chaotic doing what they can to keep him alive, but even investing Suzu because of it. Tracer on the back line here, looking for a pick on Chaotic. Will he get it? He does not. Zem's going to be forced back to his team. Saber right now out of position. I don't know if he's going to get help. He's not. He is going to fall. Saber does pick up Aimee, though, which is not a good trade-off for him. Because he lost, yeah, he got a support, but you lost your front line. And with Tippy playing Orisa, it's going to make it very difficult for you to press into it, especially with how dominant Tippy has been on the Orisa for Air 409. Great hold here by Air 409. 1 minute, 27 seconds on the clock for them. Only a minute and a half. So not a lot of gameplay. Maybe 2 solid fights, 3 if they're lucky, if they don't win this next fight here. And I'm talking about Smoliv. We're seeing some plays here. Looks like maybe some ults coming out soon. Both support ults for the side of Smoliv right now. Might be what they need to stay in this fight. As you can see, Tippy and Crayon Eater up top, applying pressure. Wu Yang ult going to come out. I don't know if that was to save him or if he was supposed to go in, but unfortunately, he just backed up with it. D.Va almost out of mech. She is going to get to mech. Great job by Air 409. They're going to get big picks here as the rest of Smoliv is now in trouble. May gonna hard stagger herself here. Nice spear by Tippy. And just like that, Rue gonna be very hard staggered along with his Kiriko. as Chaotic gets sent back to spawn here. 26 seconds on the clock here. Very good hold here by Arrow 409. With that being said, all Smoliv has to do is win one big team fight here. We'll see if they can pull it off. If Arrow 409 can win this, though, we're going to go up a 2-2 on the map set here, giving them a chance to still claim victory in tonight's games. Tippy drops his shield. He's looking to hold. Gonna keep rotating now. We threw down the shield, but we're not fighting next to it. Not one of the best ways to use your shield there, Tippy, but good job overall. Gonna be using his ultimate. Will he get picks? He is not. No side has got any picks. We are gonna get a D-Mac on the Diva by Cynical. Great job there. Here comes the May. Oh, unfortunately, Tippy gonna get caught in that, and that might be what Smoliv needs to win this. Can they make it happen? Saber back in mech. It's not looking good for Arrow 409 right now. They have to get their tank back without losing any bodies. I don't know if they're going to be able to touch. Cynical's there. No, Crayon Eater with a pick. Zim with a pick. IMA with a pick as well. They do get the D-Mac, the Remac on Crayon Eater, but it's not going to be enough. Great job by Arrow 409 here. Tracer going to be the last one alive, no HP, and they're going to hold with 1 meter to go. 1 meter to go. They hold Smoliv in the defense phase to take this to a 2-2 tie. Holy smokes, what a game. Tippy with play of the game. Why am I not surprised? He had some very big plays here. This is the one I was talking about where Saber kind of overextended a little bit and got himself picked off. Great job by both teams here. What a hold. 1 meter is crazy work. So we will be going to the 5th map here.
We will have to go to 6 no matter what.
Oh, I guess we're going to 6 maps tonight.
It's a 1st to 4.
1st to 4, okay. So both teams.
Grand finals.
Oh, grand finals going to 7 maps. I was misinformed. So we're at least going to 6 maps tonight.
Quicker than I thought.
We're gonna be doing 2. So they're tied right now, but neither team wins the next one. They still have to win 2 more games. But holy Overwatch, I love watching games go like that. Frost, who are you rooting for this evening?
I am not allowed to say. I have to be
Not allowed to say. Well, I don't know either teams, but based off that defensive hold by Arrow 409, I am hoping they win it because 1 meter in Gibraltar after having such a hard attack phase is absolutely absurd. So now, like before, I didn't have a pick, but that was incredible. So let's go ahead and talk about the maps here. On this next map coming up, it's going to be Suravasa. The band's already coming in. Error 409 going to be picking Venture, and I am not surprised, especially after what they dealt with on Esperanza. So very valid pick there. And of course, Smoliv going to be picking the Ramattra, trying to throw Tippy off of his game. Definitely one of the main tanks he's played this evening as far as his character pool. We have seen a little bit of Zarya, but most of it's been Diva, Orisa, Ramattra, and I think a little bit of Zarya in there, but most of it has been Ramattra overall. So we'll see what he comes out with here on the attack phase on Suravasa. Great Overwatch being played here tonight by both teams. 2-2 for the matchup here. Now, I'm going to remind the audience this is a best of 7. So four maps wins the entire pool. So 2-2 right now means we have a lot of Overwatch to still be played here tonight.
I swear, every Overwatch game I'm involved in goes to the max map. I can't win. I can't escape it.
I miss the old days of Overwatch where the maps lasted I had a Temple of Anubis 2CP map that went for 8 points.
Even Hybrid was long too.
Yeah, definitely was. You guys do me a favor, make some noise in the chat for Dan Buzz and his camera operating this evening. He's the one working the camera for you guys so you can see what's going on. He does not have a mic, so I'm going to do the talking for him, and I just want to give a special shout out to Dan for working the camera this evening. Thank you, Dan, for everything, and as well as Frost for putting on these tournaments here for you guys. So a special shout out to Frost as well.
That was a good chance for me to plug that we have a charity tournament in 2 weeks. We will be doing a stadium tournament on Saturday, December 6th, where any money donated or received from bits, subs, or ads will go to various leukemia charities across the country and further if we find others. So make sure you come back for that.
We'll be coming in on map 5 Suravasa. Let's talk about the lineups here. Suravasa played a little bit differently. You're probably going to see some very aggressive team comps here as far as dive goes. Looks like Tippy going to be bringing the Orisa since they banned the Ramattra, which is probably what he would have went with had it been available, because we have Crayon Eater and Zim on the Sojourn Tracer, IMA on the Wu Yang with Cynical on Juno. On the reverse side, which is actually almost identical to my team's comp that we run when we play at Suravasa, we have a Junker Queen with a Genji, a Mei, and of course we have the Kiriko Lucio. I usually run the Sombra in place of the Mei, but I think Mei's still going to be very, very strong here as far as that team comp goes. We'll see how it plays, though. That's going to be for the side of Smoliv. With the Junker Queen and Error 409 with Orisa. We'll see how it plays out. First engagement beginning here now. Saber already getting some massive damage onto Tippy here. Great job by both teams to still hold out here. Just kind of poking at each other, hoping for an opening. Tippy looking to make some aggressive plays. Unfortunately, though, the point's going to unlock. And Smoliv already on it. They're not going to be able to step in as Rude gets a pick on Crayon Eater and Winter picks up Cynical. So down a DPS to the support for the side, and another support for the side of Arrow 409. They're going to be forced to reset here, and looks like Smoliv's like, don't worry, we're going to help you out with that. They are not happy about the loss on that last map. They're coming out here swinging in map 5. 33% on the board here for first point. Tracer going to be looking for a flank route. We'll see if anybody comes to shut it down. You can see Smoliv looking for it. They've already rotated. They saw the Tracer go, and then they pulled back to keep her from being able to do anything. That way they were already in position. Tippy going to be the first one to point after that, though. May going to be investing not only Ice Wall, but Ice Block here, trying to keep Tippy off of her. Here comes the Blizzard. Gonna get one. Tippy in trouble. Will his teammates be able to keep him alive? They are not going to be able to do so, as Saber gets the pick there. 88% on point one right now. Crayon Eater just going to give up. He already knew the fight was over. As you can see, he got pulled by Junker Queen, and May was standing there. And they are going to be taking first point here. Smoliv going to be up 1 point here on Surabasa.
Next flashpoint.
Let's look at this to see if there's any switches. Not going to be any switches coming in just yet from the side of Arrow 409. They're going to try to probably use some of their ultimates first here. Again, no switches from the side of Smoliv as well, but I don't know why you would switch something that's not broken, you know what I mean? So Saber looking for a pick on Tippy here, kind of keeping some pressure. Nice ice wall's going to split Tippy from his team. Get a little aggressive here. Nice counter ultimate by Junker Queen here. Crayon going to get Winter, but it's not going to be enough, as Saber's ultimate with the help of his teammates with Lucio are going to be just too overpowering with that ante, and they're going to easily clean up all of Arrow 409 here and start their percentages here on second point. Looks like we're dropping the Juno here. Fuguki going to be bringing in Kiri now. Go for the Junker Queen mirror. Unfortunately, Tippy going to get pulled in. He's not ready for it. Here comes the Kitsune rush from the side of Smoliv right now. Not getting picked surprisingly out of it. There they go. Winter going to get one. Thou with the second one. Kiri ult just so powerful in that aggressive push. They took out both the support and a DPS, and it looks like Zim and IMA also going to fall right there, leaving only Tippy, who's also going to be very quickly cleaned up by the rest of Smoliv. Smoliv going to be taking away the last 20% here of second point, looking very dominant here on map 5. Looks like we do have a pick here, a switch here. Zim going to be coming off the Tracer, bringing in some Reaper for this, as second point goes to Smoliv. They're up 2 points right now. They only need to win this third one here. Already making the rotation, as you can see. Air 49 doing a little bit of poke damage, but it's not going to be a whole lot. They've already dropped the Tracer, which means they're going to be looking for somebody out of position or pull somebody out of position. They almost caught Saber lacking right there. He got stuck in the corner. Here comes the push. Tippy going for the back line. Gets some damage. Nice boot back by Thao to keep him off his teammate. Winter going to pull Blade with a two-piece. Going to pick up both Crayon Eater and Tippy and shut down this push here by Air 409. Winter also going to get cynical before he can escape. Unfortunate there. Going to be a hard reset for him, and he is going to be staggered while his teammates wait. The only person lost in that fight was Saber, but it's okay. Winter, we're going to pull Blade and clean it up to save the day there. Great job by him and the supports. Now, Rude does have Blizzard, which is going to be coming out here very soon. You'll see it when they come into the point now to stop it. And here goes the ice wall. Look for the Mayo. No Mayo. There it is. It did come out. Unfortunately, though, not going to survive it. Tippy also going to fall as Saber gets a pick. Rude getting a pick with Blizzard itself. And just like that, the supports are going to clean up the rest of the lineup for Arrow 409. 60%, 4.3 right now for Smoliv, who is looking very, very dominant in this team comp that they're running right now. Saber does have ultimate, but Tippy does too. We'll see which one is going to be the better ultimate for the Junker Queens here. There's no Lucio ults to be had, both of them at 70%. They do have Kitsune Rush on the side of Arrow 409, though. We'll see if that factors in. Here goes the ultimate from Tippy. Tippy going to go first. Only going to get the ante on 2, but that's okay. Fuguki going to get Saber, and with Zim picking up Winter, that is going to be what Arrow 409 needed to take this third point. Now, with that being said, we do have one small issue, and that is that Saber did not invest his ultimate, which means when he comes back, there's no answer for it other than Cynical. So Cynical cannot die here. He has to be alive when this happens. Otherwise, his teammates are not going to be able to take that damage. Now, Crayon Eater does have High Noon and Zim with Death Blocks, which also might be what's necessary to hold this. We'll see if they can make it happen. As you see, Crayon Eater in trouble right now. Winter going to jump him on the left-hand side. He does have Kiriko with him, going to force it back. There's the three-piece by Zim. Going to get both supports and a DPS. And Tippy also going to get anti here, but that's okay. Saber only going to get one pick in this fight here, and also getting cleaned up. Nice job by Crayon Eater and Zim here. Zim invested his ult, got 3 picks there, which stopped this push. 77% for Arrow 409 right now. They might get the point on the board now. We'll see if they can hold it. Chaotic, the only one with an ultimate. We are coming up on Blizzard and Blade and Lucio ult on the beat drop, but all we have is High Noon right now. Will that be enough? Here comes the Kitsune Rush. High Noon comes out and picks up Rue, but unfortunately, Smoliv going to get 2 picks as Cynical and Crayon Eater both fall to their hands. Tippy in trouble, is going to use ultimate, but it's going to get cleansed. Huge cleanse by Chaotic right there as Saber gets a pick in Chaotic as well, leaving only Tipsy alive. And just like that, they are going to be taking this 3rd point here back, and that is going to be the end of the matchup here on Suravasa. What a showing by Smoliv. Smoliv came out after that last point, came out swinging. What a strong team comp. You can tell that they've really talked about that one before because the way it was played was so smooth. Great job by Saber with the Junker Queen. That's going to take Smoliv up 3-2. So that makes this next point for Smoliv the game winner if they can pull it off. Going to be happening on Busan. I think one of my favorite things about Busan is the jiggle physics on the cow.
I thought they removed that.
Did they remove it? I haven't done it in a while.
I think they did remove it, or they made it a lot less at least.
Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard. You know what? We can't be too hard on them. They're a small indie company working with 3 guys out of a garage. So, I mean, what are they going to do? Yeah, Smoliv going to win map 5, bringing us up to a 3-2 now in favor of Smoliv, making this match point for them if they can win this. To Busan, we're going to have some map bands or some character bands here. Smoliv going to come out with the Cassidy band, which was very solid for Arrow 409. So not surprised they're going to do a Cass band. We'll see what Arrow 409 comes out with for theirs. Just a friendly reminder, guys, you can do predictions for the maps to come. Currently, we're going to be playing Busan. Smoliv up 3-2 right now, winning the last point there, bringing them up to that 3-2. We'll see how they show out here on Busan. Very, very solid showing by that team comp there. The Junker Queen was just so pivotal to that win. I think Genji had a lot to do with it too, that follow-up from him. So I love to see that team comp ran. So good job to Smoliv on last point there. Not that Aaron 409 played badly. It wasn't that at all. There was just such big plays. Example, Tippy with the ult at the end there was such a clean ult. He got 4 people, but it was immediately cleansed by Chaotic, which was such a clean move. So it just the plays were so much bigger that is why I went that route. But I think both teams are playing phenomenal this season. I personally, like I said, I'm hoping Aero 409 wins it just because of their showing on Gibraltar. For me, it was just such a huge play. So you can tell they can come in clutch when necessary. So I'm hoping they actually win Busan and we go to a map 7. Darkwin, welcome in, sir. Now, I will say, I grant permission for this from Frost, that I do stream myself. If you are enjoying the casting here, the commentating, every Friday night I host games on my channel, 6v6 competitive matches where I cast them just like this. If you ever wanted to be in a cast game, but in a community feel where it's still competitive style, every Friday night I host those, and you will have commentating like this in your own games. And I actually encourage streamers to come to those things because I want to see you guys grow. But thank you guys so much. You can find me here. I'll say something in chat for you guys. You'll see some of the people from my channel come in here, Darkwin being one of those guys. I wanted to see this thing soar. As far as the casting and everything goes, I'm excited to be part of this as well. I was reached out to by Redacted to come in here for you guys, and so I hope that you guys are enjoying the commentary. I've never cast with somebody else. I'm hoping someday to get another caster where I don't have to do everything that bounce off somebody, because I think it'd be a cool experience. But I'm very much enjoying this evening. I absolutely love Overwatch. I have over 15,000 hours played in this game. It is by far one of the best games to ever be made as far as shooters go. I will die on that hill.
You know what? I'll join you on that hill. A masterpiece of a game.
It really is. Even with the things that they changed that I don't like, it is still by far my favorite shooter of all time. And I came from Gears of War and Call of Duty, and I played every god that ever exists. And I still will say that Overwatch is by far the superior shooter. Era 49 going to be banning D.Va, so Smoliv with the Cassidy ban and Era 49 with the D.Va. Saber playing a lot of D.Va, so I'm not surprised by that ban. That's basically what they did to Tippy on the last one. They banned that Ramatra, which I think Ramatra would have been a very big asset to their team comp, but unfortunately it was banned, so it looks like Era 49 getting their revenge with the D.Va ban. I would say Saber probably the more dominant D.Va out of Tippy and Saber, but Tippy very much so the more dominant Ramatra in that matchup. So we'll see if that Ramatra is played at the start of this next match. Here we go, folks, coming into Busan on our 6th matchup here. Currently, Smoliv with a 3-2 lead over Era 409, but that doesn't mean that Era 409 is out. All we have to do is win this, and we'll go to a map 7. And this is, by the way, it being as close as it is in tonight's games just tells you how great of players both teams have. It's not lopsided either way. First map went to Air 409, then Smoliv went up 2, and then, of course, Air 409 with a 4 for their win, bringing up 2-2 after those two, which is like, you got to think about that avalanche that happens when you're losing matches, where you lose 2 in a row, and you like to not get in your own head and continue to fight through it and come back and take the fourth map is absolutely insane. So we're gonna see if they can get that momentum back here. Of course, like I said, Tippy back on the Ramatra, no surprise there. Cranier still on the Sojourn, Zim on the Tracer with both IMA and Cynical on the Kiri Lucio again. It looks like Saber going to be sticking with that Junker Queen, really feeling it, especially with the Diva Band. Winter going to be coming back over off the Genji to Sojourn. Catburger playing some Reaper for us. And of course, Chaotic and Thao both on the Kiri Lucio as well. We'll see how this plays out. So we do have equal flanking here. While there's a lot of firepower behind Catburger on that Reaper, he has the ability to one-shot Tracer, and some of the supports with headshots him in the right range. We'll see if that factors in here. But the more dominant flanker is going to be the Tracer. We'll see if he can cause enough chaos to matter. IMA almost getting picked here. Nice pick by Zim. Catburger going to be the first one to fall. We're just discussing that matchup with the Reaper Tracer for being the flankers. Looks like Saber in trouble right now. Going to be forced to use Kitsune, or not Kitsune, Suzu, to save his life. Unfortunately, though, Ramatra going to overextend a little bit here. He has to come back here to fight Saber. Saber was looking for picks on the back line. Both teams fighting very dominantly right now, but unfortunately, it is capped by Smoliv. So Arrow 49 is going to have to make a big play here to make this happen. Unfortunately, Dow going to get 2 big picks there with the help of his tank. And just like that, they're going to continue this hold here. 25% now for Smoliv as they stagger Tippy. Great job by Smoliv here to get the first point and hold it down. I think that a couple things could have changed it, like a rotation by Arrow 409 could have brought that back. Looks like rotating the other side like I was talking about now. Going to be looking for some picks on this back line here. Great job by Lucio to speed Winter out so that they can stay alive. Trace on the back line, though. Zim trying to keep some pressure. We'll see if it's enough. Catburger in trouble. Going to be forced back to his teammates here. Saber going to get a pick on Crayon Eater, though, and put them up a body. But Tippy going to get one at Cynical, too. That's going to be Catburger and Chaotic, so both down the Kiri and the Reaper now. But Saber's going to get a pick of his own as he takes out IMA, and that just leaves him and Tippy a fight on point with Lucio. We'll see who wins this fight here. Saber's going to be looking for the pick on Zim. Zim going to get Winter, but not going to be enough, as Saber's also going to get a pick on him as well. Here comes the ultimate from Saber, and with the anti coming out, no cleanse, they're going to easily fall. And now Olive going to be up 85%, which is only every percent is 1 second. So we have 12 seconds for Era 409 to touch this, so they're going to have to sacrifice somebody to the gods for this. It's just going to have to happen. Looks like Zim going to be the first one to go. Going to use all his teleports to get there. Great job by Tippy, though. He threw down his grab pull, which allowed Trace to fight it uncontested. Dow going to fall first, but Winter going to pop ult. 2 big picks here as he gets Crayon Eater and Fubuki. Catburger going to follow up by getting Cynical as Kitsune Rush comes out. Zim and Tippy going to be the only ones alive, and it's not going to be enough. They got the some percentage on the board, but unfortunately, as they fall and Smoliv takes the point back, they're not going to be able to touch in overtime. And first point on Busan is going to go to Smoliv. What a strong show out here. They're basically using the same team comp they were before with some slight tweaks to the DPS. Great job by Smoliv to make that happen.
Ready for battle.
So we're going to see some changes up here on the second point here. We got Catburger swapping off Reaper, going to be playing some Sim for us. Other than that, all of Smoliv is the exact same build there. Tippy going to be swapping off for Ramatra. They're going to be breaking out the Orisa, and Crayon Eater will be swapping over to some May for us. And IMA swapping off the Kiri. Bold move considering Junker Queen's ultimate here. But we'll see if it pays off. Lucio's still going to be played by Cynical here. No picks thus far on the second point. Tippy going to get the first one on Winter. Catburger going to get Crayon Eater, and Fubuki going to get Catburger. Looks like a back and forth here. Who's going to be the last man standing? Saber and Chaotic, the only two alive, versus Tippy and Zim on point. They realize that there's no supports there and begin to push. Nice spear by Tipsy, though. Going to allow them to stay on point until his teammates get back here. We'll see if they can keep this drive alive. Air 49 looking really strong. There goes Saber. Going to be picked off by IMA, but Zim unfortunately going to mess up. He's going to fall off the map. And that is going to make it an even fight for the most part, except for the fact that Orisa is still in the front line, and without their tank, they cannot afford to fight Orisa heads up. It's just not possible. As you can see, we dropped the Symmetra. Cap are going to be going back to the Venture here. Looks like Tippy almost at ult. Nope, they're not going to have an answer for it other than Lucio trying to speed them out. Saber in trouble right now. Saber going to fall. Cranny are going to die too. Going to kill. Get that kill. Just like that, they're going to press down. Tippy going to get one. Cynical picking up Foul. And Catburger also getting picked up as well. Everybody on the team getting to eat there. And just like that, they're going to go up 40%. Great job by Era 409 here to show out on the second point. They're just you know what it is? They're giving them the handicap. That's what they're saying right now. We gave you the handicap for point one. Now we're going to take the next two from you. Can they make it happen? Unfortunately, though, they followed that up top. Foul going to get the pick on Tippy with Catburger and Winter both getting a pick as well. Not going to be able to defend the point from the onslaught that is Smoliv as they take this. Catburger making another swap, dropping the Venture for a Reaper. I like that a little bit better, especially for dealing with the Orisa. Zim does have Pulse Bomb as well as Crayon Eater with Blizzard. We'll see if they can make something happen out of this. Both supports almost to their ults as well. We're going to be seeing some big plays here soon from both sides based off the ult economy that we're seeing. Great job to be aggressive here. Here comes Kitsune Rush, though, but Blizzard to counter. Looks like Tippy going to get the pick on Catburger. Great job there, but they still need to get the point back. They're still fighting up top here. Lucio with the ult. Great job by Cynical to keep them in this fight. And just like that, Suzu also going to be popped. They're going to force the Kiriko back off point as they take this right now. Saber in trouble. Supports cannot save him as Era 409 takes his point back. Still up, by the way, 42-62 when they took it. Nice stagger there by Cynical. Cynical with the two-piece. He got the boop on Catburger, and then, of course, the pick on Chaotic, which is going to be huge for time consumption. 75% right now in the favor of Era 409. Can they keep this drive alive? They have to win the next two to stay in the map count. Catburger with Blossom, though, is going to, and that might be big. That's what happened last time. We'll see if he can make something happen. He's looking for it. Still no opening. Going to be forced back right now. Just going to attack Tippy. Nice ultimate by Tippy, though. As you can see, ultimate going to come out. Catburger going to get two as his teammates rotate the point so they can take it very quickly. They had no choice there. So Catburger with a huge play while his teammates rotate the point like they should, and just like that, they're going to take the point back. 52% now for them. They cannot afford to lose a team fight. We'll see where Era 409 comes from. Looks like they're going to be making a left-hand attack here from their spawn. Great job by Saber to meet them in the opening here. He's looking to build up some ult charge while still holding them back. Winter going to fall to Crayon, though. That might be what they needed. Here comes Blizzard. Crayon Eater with a two-piece as Chaotic falls. Cynical with 1-2. This could be it. Arrow 4-9 taking the point back. I don't think they're going to be able to contest it. And just like that, we're going to a three-round set here on Busan. Still anybody's ball game, guys. Holy crap, the Overwatch tonight is crazy. It's like Saber going to be swapping off of what he was playing. He was playing the Junk Queen, and he's going to be playing some Winston for us. Winter's swapping over to Genji. Catburger, swapping to Echo now. Catburger going to be on the Venture with Chaotic and Thal still on the Kiri, Lucio. Tippy still on the Orisa, and everybody else on the side of Era 409 still same characters, not going to make any swaps. It was a very strong showing, so they're not going to swap anything up just yet. Now Smoliv needs this map to win tonight, and Era 409 needs this map to stay in the fight. They cannot afford. So both teams have it all on the line right now. We'll see if they can continue tonight. Era 409, we'll see what they can pull out. They're going to be the first ones on point. Looking very strong right now. Winston looking for a jump right now. Attacks the Mei with a help from his teammates. Going to easily clean that up. Great dive there, but Saber going to fall, leaving nobody to defend the onslaught of Tippy. Nice job by Catburger. Going to pick up Cynical, though. Looking very strong right now. Smoliv right now still has the advantage here. Fubuki going to fall too. Tippy did get Catburger, but it's only going to be him and Zim to defend against what's going on right now. Will he be able to survive this? Great use of his shield, but unfortunately Winston goes right through it. They're going to make it back. Nice job by Crayon here with a two-piece as Saber jumps off the map. Currently 12% for Era 409 here on the third point, playing insanely good Overwatch right now as far as their cooldown usage and positioning go. Looks like we have a swap over to Zarya. Saber said Winston just wasn't it. Everything else is the same though. We haven't seen any other swaps. Zarya gonna have low energy, which means Tippy gonna be the only tank with an ultimate in this next fight. We'll see how he opens up. Nice spear. Here goes the ultimate. I'm telling you, it's coming right now. There it is. And he's going to get the two-piece. Looking for the third. Will he get it? He does. And he's going to take out Foul, Chaotic, and Saber. Great play there by Tippy on Era 409 with the three-piece. Looks like we're going to have another swap, dropping the Zarya, going to be swapping to the Orisa. Saber in trouble right now because his teammates are getting jumped behind him. So both takes shoot at the enemy team. No picks to be had just yet. Still doing poke damage. Saber going to get one. Tippy going to get one. Both teams down support. A Lucio and a Kiri. But looks like, my gosh, holy crap. The amount of bodies is too much to even count at this point. Looks like Smoliv going to be taking the point, though, at 77% for Era 409. They're finally going to get their percentage on the board here. Not going to get a shutout in this matchup. Ult economy fairly even right now. We're seeing Lucio come online. We're going to be seeing Overclock come online for a Crayon Eater. Zim does have Pulse Bomb. All that they have is Lucio ult. And of course, Venture's very, very strong ult. Here comes the ultimate by Cynical. Going to keep them alive. Great job there. Crayon Eater still in trouble though as Kitsune Rush comes out for the side of Smoliv, and they did use Lucio ult as well, so both support ults going to be used there to hold this. 29%, they're going to be having to take it back. They had to invest, because as you can see, Era 409 did get the point, got up to 88% now. They cannot afford to lose any fights. Smoliv, it's all on the line right here. Will they be able to do it? Looks like Crayon Eater already getting a pick on Catburger. That's not good. They cannot afford to be down bodies as Era 409 continues to press forward. Will they get another pick? They do. Unfortunately, Foul going to fall, but that's okay. Chaotic going to get one back. Can they stay alive? Here comes the ultimate by Saber. Going to get one, and they're still in this fight. Saber going to be a lot. Both teams have their supports alive. We'll see if they can hold this. Tippy going to use his ultimate as well. Unfortunately, going to get blocked by the shield from Saber. Saber going to be the only character. Well, the rest of this team is showing up. We're good. Can they hold? Capper are going to get Tippy. They still have the point. Smoliv still has it. 72% right now. Looks like they're going to be coming back. This could be the end of this map here. They're going to have to make something happen. Era 409 has to come out here right now, and they have to win a team fight. If they do not, they're going to lose tonight's maps. Can they make it happen? Great defensive hold right now by Smoliv. They have taken the lead 90% to 88. Can we continue? Tippy going to be on the first one on point. Catburger with a pick. Tippy with a pick as well. Support down for the side of Era 409. And with the other support falling, that might be the end of this matchup here on Busan. Can they hold? It's Zim and Tippy. Tippy low. Tippy going to fall. Saber going to be on point. And just like that, Zim going to have to touch. Cynical back as well. Can they get a pick here? Can they hold till their teammates are back? Zim going to fall to Chaotic. And just like that, Coalescence going to come out, still keeping the drive alive. But as Aime falls, that's going to be the end of this matchup here tonight on Annihilation Overwatch. The winner of the maps is going to go to Smoliv. Congratulations, grand finalists. You are the winner tonight. Great job, Smoliv, to come out here. They're going to win the set 4-2 tonight.
I don't think that we're going to do any interviews because it is late. We don't want to keep Dan any more than we have to. But we do get to pick an MVP winner from Smoliv, who we think did the best on the team or in the game. And I have a personal recommendation. I think that Catburger was one of the best in the lobby.
For me, it's hard. Winter had major picks and a lot of the stuff. Saber with the Junker Queen was such a huge play. But you're right, on map 3 on Esperanza, Catburger had 3 4Ks in one map. So I'm gonna go with Catburger too, and follow up with that. So yeah, congratulations, Catburger. You are MVP tonight for Smoliv. You did incredible.
Well, with that, we have Smoliv winning Tier 3 Grand Finals in a 4-2. It could have gone either way. I think Error 409 did very good. And with that, this stream, as soon as we are done, will get uploaded to our YouTube channel with the same name. You can follow our caster Orby on his socials. He's free to plug again. And he's free to come in the stream chat if he wishes. And with that, I don't know if Dan has anything he wants us to pass on to you guys. He unfortunately does not have his mic set up to talk to you. With that, I will let Orby do an outro, and then we are all set.
Thank you guys for coming in tonight and hanging out with us and watching these wonderful games that Overwatch played. It is always a pleasure to do casting. I absolutely love watching how Overwatch unfolds, from the ultimates to, you can sometimes just see the comms in the game. And it has been an absolute blast to be here tonight for you guys casting. I hope that maybe I'll be able to come back in at some point. I'll talk to Frost about it. But you guys have been absolutely, I'll say thanks for hanging out with us. Smoliv Garden, congratulations on your win tonight, guys. You guys definitely earned it. Era 409, hold your heads high, guys. You played fantastic Overwatch. You didn't just get swept. So this was a good showing. There's always got to be a winner and a loser. And unfortunately tonight, guys, Smoliv was the winner, but you guys did play fantastic Overwatch. Thank you guys so much. Everybody be safe this weekend, and I hope to hear from you guys real soon. Good night, guys. Not gonna get any picks out of it, so currently they do have body advantage for the side of Air 409. We'll see if they can hold this point. Two-piece by Tippy here, going to be coming out as Annihilation. D-Mex Diva looking for the third. Going to stagger Diva a little bit. They do have the point. This is going to be 409 did when they came back for their second fight. It didn't go so well. We'll see if Smoliv can change it. Kitsune Rush going to come out, though. Smoliv in trouble as they're being run down by Arrow 409, sending them right back to where they came from. Tippy going to get foul, but not before Catburger takes Zim's head. And Crayon Eater with a second pick is going to make this a solid hold. We do have Lucio ult, we do have Sojourn ult, Overclock, and that beat on the side of Arrow 409, but we're not sure if we're going to be able to use it or not. See if Kitsune Rush comes out. They are going to use Lucio beat here. Arrow 409 doing a solid hold. Three-piece going to come out from Crayon Eater as he gets the D-Mech and 2 kills. Zim going to clean up that... Lucio does have beat as well as the Venture Avalanche. Going to see if they can do anything with it. Diva going to get D-Mech before they can really attempt this push. Winter does get a pick on Crayon, but Tippy taking out the stagger is going to make it a still even fight for their team. Oh no, Catburger, at this point they're not going to be able to touch or use her ultimate, not going to be able to touch in time. Here comes Annihilation. First one going to be Pop coming in from the side of Smoliv. Looks like Ramacha Tippy still holding his, not sure, there it goes. And just like that, 4 bodies going to fall to the side of Error 404. And Thao going to try to attempt to stay in it, but he's not going to last long. Tippy doing what he can to hold down. There goes the Mei Ice Wall, but Diva on a little bit of flank. Widow right now not really an answer for it on the side of Arrow 4 and 9. Their team comp's not built for it. Both Zim and Tippy gonna fall here, and I think that's gonna be the end of this hold here for Arrow 4 or 9 on King's Row. Counter Mei ult we do. It's not gonna get anybody though, unfortunately, as Tippy presses forward. Winner gonna get a pick on Cynical though, and is gonna keep this fight even. Of course, the ultimate's gonna come out. Kiri cannot escape. There was nowhere to go. She's gonna get killed instantly by that as Winner picks up Tippy. Arrow 4 and 9 get. Looks like Saber going to be burning his shield first. Nice move by Tippy here. I talk about this all the time. You put your shield where you want to be, not where you are. This allows you to advance forward, and that's exactly what Tippy just did. And here comes the ultimate. Will he be able to stay alive, though? He picks up Saber. That's going to be huge. That might be what they needed. 15 seconds. Tippy does manage to get out. Great job by Tippy and his teammates, because you know that was communicated to rotate out of that. Zen with a pick on Rue. Second pick on Winner. That's going to probably end the push here. Can he get a third? Dow was going to Zen before he gets the third one, unfortunately. And here comes the Lucio ult, keeping this drive alive for Smoliv as they continue to press. Saber's ult not going to get anything out of it, unfortunately, but we are going to bait the Lucio ult out. Cynical in trouble. Nice pick by Winter there on his way back from spawn. Both teams getting massive picks here to keep their teams in this. Looks like that's going to be the final three, though, as Arrow 409 picks up. You can kind of see they're doing the same format where Lucio and Arista take high ground and his teammates poke from the door, causing Diva to have to stay there. Tippy with a nice pick on Mei, gonna keep this drive going. Can he get another pick up here? Lucio trying to sustain him. Nice double kill. Cynical with the pick on Brig. Zim going to stop this attack phase that's happening right now by Arrow 409. This might be the stop of the momentum that we've been seeing here. Tippy gonna fall, and just like that, Cynical gonna go right behind him, and Arrow 409 regrouping for only the second time this matchup on their attack phase. I think with those in this next push here, Tippy gonna be making space. He's looking for an opening to use his ultimate. That might be what it is. There goes Sombra's ult right there. Winter gonna get a pick though, and as Saber kills two, they're gonna stop this push. Great use of their ultimates there. Sombra ult gonna come out, and they used two ults in it, but here, Tippy gonna be making space. He's looking for an opening to use his ultimate. That might be what it is. There goes Sombra's ult right there. Winter gonna get a pick though, and as Saber kills two, they're gonna stop this push. Great use of their ultimates there. Sombra ult gonna come out, and they used two ults in it, but that was enough to stop that. Saber though, as Rue comes back, they're gonna have Blizzard, and that's gonna be the stop of this push. 9 seconds on the clock. Can make it back in time to contest this. I don't even think she's going to be needed. They're not going to be able to touch as they get pushed back. And the last seconds tick off of the point here. King's Row. Arrow 409. Great defensive phases, but just Smoliv held better, man. They didn't even allow the second point to get taken. Great job.
This ends now. Headshot. Cleaning house. On a roll.
Came out the gate. I wasn't sure if the hazard was going to work well with this, but it is doing a very good job. Diva in trouble right now. Great job by Crayon Eater to back him up, and with Tracer on the back line, Tracer struggling to stay in mech. Great job by Tippy here, not only getting the pick, but demeching Saber as well. Very good job. Diva in trouble right now. Great job by Crayon Eater to back him up, and with Tracer on the back line, Tracer struggling to stay in mech. Great job by Tippy here, not only getting the pick, but demeching Saber as well. But unfortunately, Winter not gonna allow that to continue. Catburger with a little bit of damage is gonna be forced to back out of the fight there, as she's gonna get pressed by Tippy. Tippy with a pick on Thao, but that's okay because Winter's gonna fire back, picking up Cynical. Saber gonna get Tippy again, and just like that, Smoliv Garden continuing their press here. Backline aggressive push that they had. Great job by Tippy here, going to attempt to engage. Unfortunately, both sides going to be using Kitsune Rush, which means they're going to cancel out. Catburger with 3 big picks here as he picks up both DPS and a support. And all that's left is for Thao to clean up Cynical, and Red is going to continue. Zarya pick coming out from Tippy, going to be dropping the other tank. huge ultimate by Catburger. Gonna get 2 as he picks up a support, a DPS, and then he follows off with 2 more. He's gonna get Tippy and Cynical. 4 picks here. Can he make it 5? He coming out. Nice counter grab here. Gonna force the Lucio. We do have Reaper. Not gonna get any picks, however. And just like that, all the ults are gonna be used on the side of Smoliv, including Diva Bomb. Not gonna get anybody with it. They don't even completely win the team fight. Now they're having to clean up. That was still has overclock. We'll see if they can do something with it though. Saber gonna get the D-Mag. Oh, it almost gets mech'd on. They do manage to pick it up. Great job by Fubuki there. Tippy picking up Winter is going to be exactly what they needed to continue this fight forward. And Catburger going to get the double shotgun. Up Tippy and Zim with a pick as well. Going to leave only Foul alive right now with Kiriko. The rest of their team has fallen. Will they be able to continue pushing the payload? Zim doing what he can, but can he contest the both of them while his teammates are still fighting? Nice job there by Zim as he picks up Chaotic. Cynical with a pick on Foul. Looks like we're coming up with ultimates for the side of Air 409. We'll see if they can do something with him though. Zim gonna get 1 pick there as Crayon Eater gets a second. Both DPS down right now as they demech Saber, and Saber not gonna have anything left to fight that as he gets demech. Tippy still has Annihilation, Cynical still has Beat Drop, but we do have to save it for the last moment so they can wipe the team. There's only 10 meters to go. They cannot afford to let them pass that line, especially in the last 35 seconds. Otherwise, they have to fight the uphill battle. Here comes Kitsune Rush, but Catburger with a 3K gonna take out both the supports and a DPS, and just like that, and there's not gonna be anybody alive to stop what's about to happen. Oh, Tippy gonna get 1, but it's not gonna be enough because Kitsune's already ended, and Fubuki's gonna fall, and right behind him, Tippy's gonna fall, and that is going to be the end of this matchup here on Esperanza as no surprise here with Catburger getting the play of the game. This 3K here was insane. There it is in 4K and helps with the 5th or 4th, and then even gets in on the 5th kill there. Looks like Air 409 finally getting stopped here a little bit after this last rotation by Smoliv. Ooh, unfortunately, Cynical not going to be able to escape there as Diva and Winter are going to be picking him up. Great job by Saber, going to be D-Mech and Tippy. And Saber also going to get the elimination there. Is it going to be huge? It's not going to get anybody. D-Mech not going to happen either as Rue picks up Tippy before he can get back in. Great job by Air 409 though to continue pressing this payload. But as Smoliv regroups, they're going to be forced to either run or join their teammates back and spawn. Great, fortunately going to get D-Mech'd by Rue with an Ice Spike before he can get out of harm's way. Nice double pick here by Zim though. That might be what they needed to continue this fight. Great pulse bomb there as he takes out Foul and Winter. Unfortunately though, Saber going to be picking up Tippy before he can get remech, and that's going to allow them to point. Here goes the fly. There goes the bomb. Will we get any picks out of it? We're not going to get any picks. What he did was he forced them off the payload, almost getting overtime cleared, and so they had to push too far back. And with Winter and Rue cleaning up 3, basically keeping Widow at bay. Zim gonna overextend a little bit. Maybe should have dropped down. He's gonna get punished for it immediately. Winter gonna pick defensive here, forcing them back. Saber doing what he can. Unfortunately, gonna get a too far charged here. Gonna do everything in his power to stay alive, but it's not gonna be enough, is it? There's gonna be 3 people. He's gonna get picked off before he can continue his rampage there. Sim gonna also fall, flying too close to the sun after their tank went in. He was supposed to go in, but unfortunately, he just backed up with it. Diva almost out of mech. She is gonna get to mech. Great job by Air 409. They're going to get big picks here as the rest of Smoliv is now in trouble. Megan a hard stagger herself here. Nice spear by Tippy. And just like that, Rue going to be not looking good for Air 409 right now. They have to get their tank back without losing any bodies. I don't know if they're going to be able to touch. Cynical's there. No, Crayon Eater with a pick. Zip with a pick. IMA with a pick as well. They do get the the read back on Crayon here, but for a pick on Tippy, you're kind of keeping some pressure. Nice ice wall's gonna split Tippy from his team. Get a little aggressive here. Nice counter ultimate by Junker Queen here. Crayon gonna get Winter, but it's not gonna be enough, as Saber's ultimate with the help of his teammates with Lucio are gonna be just too overpowering somebody out of position. They almost caught Saber lacking right there. He got stuck in the corner. Here comes the push. Tippy going for the back line. Gets some damage. Nice boot back by Thao to keep him off his teammate. Winter going to pull Blade with a two-piece. Going to pick up both Crayon Eater and Tippy and shut down this push here. Almost caught Saber lacking right there. He got stuck in the corner. Here comes the push. Tippy going for the back line. Gets some damage. Nice boot back by Thao to keep him off his teammate. Winter going to pull Blade with a two-piece. Going to pick up both Crayon Eater and Tippy and shut down this push here by Air 409. Winter also going to get stop it. And here goes the ice wall. Go for the Mayo. No Mayo. There it is. It did come out. Unfortunately, though, not going to survive it. Tippy also going to fall as Saber gets a pick. Rue getting a pick with Blizzard itself, and just like that, the supports are going to clean up the rest of the lineup for Arrow 409. They do have Kitsune Rush on the side of Arrow 409, though. We'll see if that factors in. Here goes the ultimate from Tippy. Tippy going to go first. Only going to get the ante on two, but that's okay. Fuguki going to get Saber, and with Zim picking up Winter, that is going to be what Arrow 409 needed to take this third point. Now, with that being said, we do have to hold this. We'll see if they can make it happen. As you see, Crayon Eater in trouble right now. Winter going to jump him on the left-hand side. He does have Kiriko with him, going to force it back. There's the three-piece by Zim. Going to get both supports and a DPS. And Tippy also going to get anti here, but that's a rush. Haidun comes out and picks up Rue, but unfortunately, Smoliv going to get two picks as Cynical and Crayon Eater both fall to their hands. Tippy in trouble, is going to use ultimate, but it's going to get cleansed. Huge cleanse by Chaotic right there, as Saber gets a pick in Chaotic as well, leaving only Tips. They've really talked about that one before because the way it was played was so smooth. Great job by Saber with the Junker Queen. Ramasha going to overextend a little bit here. Has to come back here to fight Saber. Saber was looking for picks on the back line. Both teams fighting very dominantly right now, but unfortunately it is capped by Smoliv. So Arrow 409 is going to have to make a big play here to make this happen. Unfortunately, Dow going to get two big picks there with the help of his tank. So as he takes out IMA, and that just leaves him and Tippy to fight on point with Lucio. We'll see who wins this fight here. Saber is going to be looking for the pick on Zim. Zim going to get Winter, but not going to be enough, as Saber's also going to get a pick on him as well. Here comes the ultimate from Saber, and with the anti coming out, no cleanse, they're going to easily fall. Going to use all his teleports to get there. Great job by Tippy, though. He threw down his grab pull, which allowed Trace to fight it uncontested. Zao going to fall first, but Winter going to pop ult. Two big picks here as he gets Crayon Eater and Fuguki. Catbreaker going to follow up by getting Cynical as Kitsune Rush comes out. Zim and Tippy going to move, considering Junker Queen's ultimate here. But we'll see if it pays off. Lucio's still going to be played by Cynical here. No picks thus far on the second point. Tippy going to get the first one on Winter. Catburger going to get Crayon Eater, and Fuguki going to get Catburger. Looks like a back and forth here. Who's going to be the last man standing? Saber and Chaotic, the only two alive. Ends up. It's just not possible. As you can see, we dropped the Symmetra. Catburger going to be going back to the Venture here. Looks like Tippy almost at ult. Nope, they're not going to have an answer for it other than Lucio trying to speed them out. Saber in trouble right now. Saber going to fall. Crayon Eater going to die too. Going to kill, get that kill. Just like that, they're going to pass the May with a help from his teammates. Going to easily clean that up. Great dive there, but Saber going to fall, leaving nobody to defend the onslaught of Tippy. Nice job by Catburger. Going to pick up Cynical, though. Looking very strong right now. Smoliv right now still has the advantage here. Fuguki going to fall to pick up Cynical, though. Looking very strong right now. Smoliv right now still has the advantage here. Fuguki going to fall too. Tippy did get Catburger, but it's only going to be him and Zim to defend against what's going on right now. Will he be able to survive this? Great use of his shield, but unfortunately, Winston goes right through it. They're going to make it back nice. Everything else is the same, though. We haven't seen any other swaps. Zarya going to have low energy, which means Tippy going to be the only tank with an ultimate in this next fight. We'll see if how he opens up. Nice spear. Here goes the ultimate. I'm telling you, it's coming right now. There it is. And he's going to get the two-piece, looking for the third. Will he get it? He does. And he's got that. Zim going to have to touch. Cynical back as well. Can they get a pick here? Can they hold till their teammates are back? Zim going to fall to Chaotic. And just like that, Coalescence going to come out. Still keeping the drive alive. But as Aime falls, that's going to be the end of this matchup here tonight on Cat Burger. But here comes...